That's scary.
What's going on, YouTube? It's me, the dumbass. Back at it again with another video. Why are you watching this? I don't know. But welcome. We have more than just two people for once.
Hello.
Indeed.
30 live.
Hello, comrades.
Hi.
Yes, for some reason, Travis thought it was a good idea for us to do a Thanksgiving podcast. Because I wasn't available in person. I decided that we could record it over the internet. And now we have more people joining us that can incriminate us about the horrible thing that we have done.
Yeah, I can't wait.
One thing?
The terrible, terrible things we have all done.
So let's have them introduce themselves. First off, Travis and Emily are here as well. Say hello, you two.
Yo.
Yo, 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 it's me, your favorite cringer.
And there's the other two. You two introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Train. I'm 22 years old, male. I like long walks on the beach.
What about pina coladas?
No, I hate pina coladas.
That's
What about getting caught in the rain?
What?
You're savage. Do you like being caught in the rain?
I suppose.
number 3
Right, very
lemon.
fair.
I'm game.
To give context, Train is the DM of all of the games that we've caused hell in.
Yes.
I like
The
to call
one.
them disaster sessions.
Yes, our dumb bullshit.
It's just the worst time.
That wasn't
Yeah.
that bad.
It's the
Oh, yeah, it's
best
terrible.
of time. It's the worst of times. It's D&D with us.
Yes, and today we will talk about some of that. It's a good topic, even though it's Thanksgiving. What's Thanksgiving? Fuck Thanksgiving.
Where we give thanks to all of the dumb bullshit we do. And our poor suffering dungeon masters.
Make sure to buy your Dungeon Master a turkey this Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Boy,
I will not do that.
what the hell?
You're too far away, sorry.
Mail it to me.
Alright.
Mail him a turkey.
Send him the money to
Along
make
with
it-
some
to buy a
fudge.
turkey.
You're gonna be alive, you have to kill it yourself.
Okay. That's fine.
I'll one day ship it.
I'm American. I have like 8 guns lying around.
Only 8. Not even patriotic.
Jeez, only 8? Come on, come on, Train.
I'm sorry. I'll go get more from the Guns R Us.
The gun store.
Gun store.
I gotta get more from the gun store.
It's like a candy shop.
They got so many. Yeah, you bring your son there, he fills up a bag with pistols, and you buy it for him.
Yeah,
By
of
the time.
course.
Yeah.
And then he takes it to town. He takes it to school the next day.
Yeah, it's show and tell.
Puts it in his mouth.
No, stop.
And then he eats it, because it's a candy store.
Oh no!
Yeah, Toys R
Wait.
Us shut down and then evolved into Guns R Us.
The new Toys
Only in
R
America,
Us.
though.
I love how we got
Everywhere else
right.
still has Toys R Us.
I love how we got right onto the D&D campaign.
Oh my god.
This is
Welcome.
literally what happens. We get so off topic.
Yeah, we get sidetracked by a need request. And we don't,
Uh,
and that's the best part.
Need request.
welcome to Hanukkah Hoedown.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a lot of hose down, if you know what I'm saying.
Don't talk about yourself like that, Travis.
Come on, Travis.
We talked about this. Anyway, I
So
guess we
there
should
is-
talk about
there's
our
one thing-
characters.
Yeah,
Alright.
there's one thing we're going to need said, though, first. We need Train to tell us how horrible it is to be the Dungeon Master of this awful hell.
Alright, you know what? I'll start from the beginning. I'll do like a little recap of the whole campaign. So, we start off pretty normal. This is my first time DMing too, and I got these assholes. We start off
Also,
pretty
you should
normal.
probably
It's
mention.
what?
Don't forget to mention this is Out of the Abyss, so there might be
Yeah,
some minor
so I was
spoilers.
literally about to say that. This is Out of the Abyss. There might be minor spoilers, but I very much doubt it because we haven't done like any of the campaign.
We're really bad at actually.
Here, I'll say the biggest literal spoiler. He killed Stool.
Oh my god. I actually okay, everyone I've met who has done this campaign has in some way or another killed Stool, and they were all sad about it.
What about you guys? Were you sad about it?
They were not because
Because
they
Brogdon
didn't.
did it.
They did not realize how sad, how useful Stool is actually.
They never had him.
Yeah, basically, Miles was just like, yo, watch this, and he punted Stool to the floor, and we were all like, awesome! I talked to Stool once before that incident happened.
Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, stuff like that. So they start off in like the cells, and they like kill, I think, a few of the characters like starting off. They throw Ront into a pit of quaggoths, which is fine because it's Ront. Other than that, nothing too interesting happens. They do a bunch of traveling in like the things. They fight some skeletons, etc. They get to Sloopladop. Once again, they throw the dwarf, the female dwarf. I forget what her name was. They throw her at the fucking Kuatoa for some reason, and then this scares off the rest of the NPCs for obvious reasons. They get into Kuatoa, and instead of, getting involved in the story there, they decide to open an inn, and they convince the current inn owner to sell their inn for a bag of sand, which for Kuatoa, sure.
Yeah, that sounds like they would.
Yeah, so they have no idea why Demogorgon awoke, or came there, or whatever happened. So they continue on. They have like a bunch of misadventures along the way towards Gracklestew, where they decide to go next. They get there, and they actually start getting involved in the story until our and they mess up a few times here and there involving this character named Brogmere. He gets in like a few scuffles here and there. But the big one is when he attacked an entire tavern.
Yeah.
And so then he gets sent to jail, and it's up to the other characters to free him. They convince the Durgar that they will take care of Brogmere and make Brogmere work towards Durgar goals. In exchange, they have to do a few things for the Durgar as well, alongside that. And they will let Brogmere go free. Well, not really go free so much, but as like they have to take care of Brogmere, basically. Anyways, that doesn't work out because they end up murdering one of the NPCs who came to kill Brogmere in the prison. Yeah. So that they got kicked out for that.
That on the entire party.
Yeah, that was me, by the way. I killed that NPC. I'm an awful person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I
okay.
also joined them in Gracklestew as well.
No, okay, not to mention this NPC was the sister of one of the characters and probably the nicest person they'd met so far, although they weren't very good at communicating that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so continuing on, they left Gracklestew, and they started heading along. They didn't really know where they were going at that point. They were just following a slime, Glabagul, who they'd picked up earlier.
They're the best adventurers.
Towards Blingdenstone. So they're like, the slime knows where Blingdenstone is, so they're heading there. Along the way, they realize they're being tracked by Drow again, so they decide to set a trap along a heavily traveled path.
Hey, we didn't all decide that. I was trying to argue against it.
All right, you know what? Some of you were against it, but most of you were either like, whatever, or yeah, let's do it.
Helping. Yeah, they were helping or eh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, which
In
is
fact,
not
you were the only one against it, Travis.
which is
Yeah.
Anyways, so I, being the kind DM I was like, okay, well, there's a good chance it'll actually hit the drow. So I rolled some dice to see what would happen, and it didn't roll too well. So it hits some random people, and I was trying to think like who would be along this pathway, and it turned out to be gnomes. So they met those gnomes later after they killed a Umber Hulk and a Roper. Yeah, so they were not, they were kind of bloody at the time, and there was like these giant carcasses nearby, so it kind of scared the gnomes already. And then they decided to scare the gnomes even more, which was a great idea.
It's so fun to scare gnomes.
Yeah, it was great.
So
then,
pop right
this is the best fucking part. So, if you've ever played this campaign before, you know that, was it Neverlight Hollow? Neverlight Grove? Neverlight Grove.
Neverlight Grove.
Yeah, Neverlight Grove is supposed to be like the safest place in the Underdark. It's like the safest place to be when you first get there. Same with Blingdenstone. Blingdenstone isn't as safe because there's still like stuff that can attack you in the city, but in Neverlight Grove they won't attack you unless you like start poking around in their stuff or something like that. Start doing like things. Anyways, so they get there, and one of the things that they did earlier was they ate stool. And one of our dumbass characters, Gmo, decided it was a fantastic idea to let a Myconid scout that they ran into know. So they tackled this Myconid scout, because Myconids aren't that fast, so they were able to catch up to it. And they tackle him down, and the Myconid manages to convince them that it's a fantastic idea to bring him back to the Myconid, like, city, area, town, whatever you want to call it. And so Myconids can speak telepathically, which is something they knew because that's how this Myconid was talking to them.
In my defense, I had never met Stool.
Yes, so they
But
you should have known it was a dumb idea. Anyways.
Yeah.
We can't get Gmo to ever shut up.
Yeah. Anyway, so you bring them there. And so then he tells the other Myconids what's going on, and they all, like, get up ready to attack you, because normally Myconids are very peaceful, but, you kidnapped one of them and killed and ate the other one. So, not good. Anyways, continuing on, so you get chased off by them, except one of our dumbass characters decided it's a great idea to fight all of them at once.
Like he said,
his words
with steel.
Yeah, let me fucking pull up the quote here. Is it in here? I'm not gonna go find it. Anyways, he's like,
quote. He said, meals with steel.
Yeah. He obviously goes down. He actually manages to avoid a lot of their attacks because he's a turtle, so he's got high AC. But they have spores, so that didn't go too well for him. Anyway, so they capture him, and they're in the middle of turning him into one of, like, their mushroom things. And one of our characters has disguise self, so they disguise themselves as I think a gnome. I forget exactly what they disguise themselves as. It's not really too important. Anyway, so he goes there, and he's also under at the time, he was under a madness effect, which made him think that his turret wanted to settle down and have a family. He's an artificer.
That's what that was about?
Huh. Yeah, that's what that was about.
Interesting. That explains it.
Yeah. So he goes there to trade for Sazal. Meanwhile, one of our other characters is under a different madness effect, which makes him think that Sazal is still alive and talking to him.
Yes! The player of Sazal was even talking to me, too, and that was great.
I know. I was just like, wait a second. I don't have to pretend to be Sazal. I can just make someone else be Sazal.
You can make Sazal be Sazal.
Yeah, so he's a hallucination. So he had really, like, no limit to what he could, in quotations, do, which was fantastic. He, like... Yeah, he went inside of, like, a tiny little, like, mouse hole, like, squeezed through it. And, like, keep in mind, the player for this is like a real thing that's happening for his character. His character completely believes everything that's happening. It's a madness effect. So he's like, oh my god, Sazal can, like, contortion himself to the size of a quarter. This is like a real thing he believes now. Anyways,
Yeah.
so the other character, the Artificer, manages to trade his turret for the Sazal, who's the turtle. And he's like, normally you don't actually have like a turret thing, but like the way his character is made, he has to have certain items in order to cast his spells, and then it's a kind of a complicated thing. But I think it actually ended up making him weaker in most situations. Anyways, but he was fine with that because it was more about like the feel of the character than anything else. Yeah, the flavor. Anyways, so he actually manages to talk them into giving him Sazal for his turret. Yeah. And so Sazal is saved, and then for this character, there are now 2 Sazals. And Sazal, for some reason, decides that Jimo, a female character who identifies as a female character, is his son. That was a whole episode.
Yeah.
It was honestly the best part of like that session was just the adoption of them.
It was pretty good. It was a lot funnier in person because it was done well, but oh my god.
Like,
Anyways,
the that we have here makes it so weird.
Yeah, so anyways, so the next thing they did was they picked their strongest character, which for some reason is our rogue.
Mhm.
We keep in mind we have a cleric who uses a mace, and they're still not our strongest character. It's our fucking rogue.
Yep. Brogmir was our strongest character, and then he died.
Yes, then he died. He was a Minotaur barbarian. Yeah, he was a Minotaur barbarian.
Yeah, after he died, our party composition was me, a bard, Marco, a cleric, TC, a druid, our rogue, the turtle wizard. At
And then
that point.
And we had Bazon the Artificer, yeah, but he didn't show up a lot and play a lot because he's really busy, so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All that.
Yeah, anyways, so they continue on, and they're looking for a way out. And a thing they didn't know at the time, which I will let them know now, at least for that version of Neverlight Grove, was there was only one exit and entrance.
Oh.
Yeah. So what they did actually was they did something kind of interesting, which was they found a river and they dug into the river, like where it was coming from, and they followed it that way. And so they used the rogue who had the highest strength, and they gave her a pickaxe, and then they enchanted the hell out of her so that she was just basically a glowing fucking beacon of magical prowess, and had her dig through it. And then she rolled really crazy fucking high too. So she just fucking like ran through a wall basically with a pickaxe.
The RNG was on our side.
Yeah. You gave her like bear strength and like shillag and like there were other things too. It was kind of scary when the character rolled like a 37.
The Myconids end up finding us. Jimo just turns around with the pickaxe.
Yeah, like and that was an athletics check, which I don't think they were proficient in. I think they just had the highest strength modifier to athletics. I think they're like a 14 strength or something like that. I'm not sure. Anyways, so they managed to break in enough to get towards the river, and they walked along the river. And what they actually had happen was they put Glabagool, which was the slime, in front of them so that he would kind of stop up the water a little bit as they walked forward. Some of the water obviously came through still, and it came through at kind of a high pressure, but for the most part they were able to breathe that way. And eventually they came out into where the river came out along a pathway. And it is there that they met one of my favorite characters I've devised, which was John.
Did we flood Neverlight Grove?
No, you did not.
Damn.
We would have had
You would have had to do something else entirely because that river was already flowing into Neverlight Grove. Anyways, okay, so they meet John. John is I guess I can actually just kind of tell you about him. So John first appears as like a tiefling, There's kind of like a normal tiefling dude with like a shop that he was talking about. And so the characters decide that they want to buy from his shop, and Jean's like, sure. And so he pulls like this massive fucking tent out of the back of his carriage. And he sets it up, and their characters are like, okay. And then they walk inside, and it's basically magical Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Definitely was.
Yeah.
Walmart.
Nothing's where it should be.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's like one of like the quirks about his shop is nothing makes sense to anyone except for John. Like his organization, like skills are either incredibly good or incredibly bad, but they're incredibly bad to everyone that's not him. Anyways,
I remember the 3 rapiers and a fucking quiver.
yes, it doesn't make sense to anyone. Anyways, so John lets them like peruse their shop, and finding anything in that shop takes like an investigation check or asking John. So John reveals to one of the characters that he's known him, and he reveals that it's a turtle. Now the thing about turtles in my thing is I thought it was kind of boring that the tortoise race doesn't live very long. So I've bumped up their lifespan by quite a bit. It's still not as much as elves. I think it's like 600 years I put it at as like the average lifespan, which is definitely more than tortoises, but they're also bigger than tortoises. So, and it's not super important. Just notice that tortoise, he's very old. He's like 500 plus years old. So he's getting there. And he's experienced a lot of dementia. So he's got a lot of memory loss and stuff like that. Anyways, so he meets this character, John. And John...
why he was such a dumbass.
Yeah, John reveals that he's an incredibly powerful spellcaster to Sazal. And not only that, but that Sazal was the one who taught him how to be such a spellcaster or something like that. Or that he taught him at some point. Anyways, he also reveals that he's a vampire. And quite an old one at that. Isn't really said at that time like exactly how old he is. Anyways, Sazal suddenly goes like batshit insane with like the idea that he needs to become a vampire. And John agrees. And so then Sazal becomes a vampire. He gets like his first like bloodlust, and he tries to kill one of our party members.
Yeah, I remember that. I had to cast Dissonant Whispers to get him to run away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fun. I remember because I dragged him into a private call, and I was like, oh yeah, and by the way, you're like attacking Gmo right now. And he was just like, wait, what?
He attacked his own son.
Yeah, so they go along with John for a while, and he agrees to bring them to Blingdenstone, which is where he was going originally in order to trade. And he reveals that Globagul, the slime that was leading them along, did know where he was going. Now, something I should reveal about Globagul, because it's kind of relevant later, is that Globagul's into, like, interior decoration. So he's building, like, these dirt huts all along the way. Anyways, so they go along, and not too much happens along the way. Some, like, character lore stuff happens along the way. It's not, like, too interesting. They find, like, the dead body of a drow that was following them.
The one we booby-trapped the road for to try to kill, I believe.
Okay, so the funny thing about that was... anyway, I won't reveal that. Anyways, maybe I'll talk about it like later, like when the campaign ends, if you remember to ask me.
Sure.
So, or you might figure it out later. Anyways, so they get to Blingdenstone eventually, and John gets them in easily enough. And they go in, and they actually start getting involved in, like, the Blingdenstone plot and stuff, and helping out at Blingdenstone and stuff. And they've had, like, a lot of character development since then, and they've not done so many, like, stupid, silly, funny things that are, like, fun to talk about. They did recently walk all over the roof of a guy's house, though, because Nidra remembered that she was a druid, and so she turned into a beetle. Or he turned into a beetle and then flew onto the roof.
Onto the roof.
With that.
Well, okay, the player's a girl, and the character's a boy. It's hard. I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, fair. You do the same to Iris. Or Emily's character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always have trouble with that because it is. Ugh.
Man, you
It's
would
fine.
hate our other campaign. Because in real life, it's like 50-50 between guys and girls, right? But in game, like, it's no, it's not 50-50. Because we have my DM, his sister, a friend, and another friend. But in game, it's like both of the friends are girls, right? But in
Right.
game, we have 3 guys and a girl.
Well, anyways,
Everyone
yeah,
wants to
that's I think like the most interesting things that have happened.
Yeah. Like, that is
Oh,
essentially the
actually,
entire
I want to
campaign.
talk about something that just happened. So one of our characters was off looking for another party member, and they were getting really like worried and stuff, and so they're like running along. And the other character decided it was a great idea to sneak up behind them and hug them, like pick them up out of
No,
the.
not hug. Pick them up.
I know.
without-
I was saying that. I was literally saying that as you interrupted me to tell me what I was already saying. So our character is a cleric, and they cast max level cure inflict wounds on them, and they
Your
crit
wounds.
inflict wounds, and so they fucking crit too, and they roll decently high, and they just instantly knock out our character, who's a barbarian by the way, so they have quite a bit of health. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was fun. Yeah, okay, that's like all I have to say about the campaign so far.
All right.
And now she hates me.
Oh,
More like she's just grumpy. Don't be so dramatic.
Well, more like, yeah, she's probably just terrified of the thought of that happening again.
oh my god.
Because she
You'll
thought
work-
there was actually someone... Fucking hell.
You'll be fine.
We're a bunch of drama
Yeah.
llamas.
Yeah, it'll be fine. And besides,
Oh
I'm sure
my god.
everyone realized it was a dumb idea. Everything about that was bad.
Yep. I would use the excuse barbarians don't make smart decisions, but, you
But
know,
Iris is actually quite smart.
But does she make smart decisions? Well, does he make smart decisions?
No one in this party makes smart decisions.
That's true.
Exactly.
Actually, you know what?
Mood.
Sazal recently has been making really smart decisions.
Yeah.
Which is
Sazal's
in
been a
character
proper
because he
smarty.
has a... Yeah, because he's actually smart in character.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's lost the dementia too, which
Yeah,
is
he's
making
lost-
him stupid.
Yeah, that's one of the things about becoming a vampire, is it cures a lot of diseases. And dementia is one of them.
You just don't get
God.
your memories back.
You don't
Yeah.
get the memories back, though. No. What's gone is
Maybe-
gone.
Maybe if you find a cookie that's really good, you'll be like, oh, I remember my mother's recipe now. But other than that, I don't know.
But yes, that has essentially been the campaign up to this point, and it's been very fun.
Yeah, I will admit it has been fun DMing it. It's been very frustrating at times, though.
Obviously.
Oh,
I killed my
obvious.
sister.
You did kill your sister.
the character that was specifically written up to be a friend to the party, and for Marco's character, just dead.
Nidra does not have like any idea what happened in Nihilo.
Yeah. Not only that, but like, okay, Marco, when he first wrote his character, he kind of wrote it as like the typical like mommy cleric kind of build.
Like,
With like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
didn't
cleric and I'm
know
so nice
what-
and I help people and I'm so good and I would never
and then
hurt
that
anyone.
happened.
And then you
And then
killed your
that-
fucking sister. So that was a very stark character development.
Well, that's like I've said previously, like not on here, but like previously, I do not know. This is my first D&D thing. I didn't know how to build the character. I didn't know the character I was even building at the time, because I built the character a couple days before. Yeah, only a couple days before the session even started for me,
Oh my god.
and I wasn't exactly told how to do character stuff. I was just told the mechanical part, and then you came in and talked to me about the character stuff.
Yeah. Did Miles really not teach you anything about building a character?
Not like character-wise, like
Oh,
it's
no.
mostly all mechanical.
See, Miles is really terrible at helping other people build characters. That's something I've noticed. He had one of our other players help them build a character, and they just ended up with this character they kind of didn't like playing.
Yeah, I was pretty much just told a cleric would be useful. Play this cleric, and this is a good domain to play.
And he didn't even go
Have
into
fun.
how to do.
Yeah, and
And I
like,
wasn't
okay,
explaining.
they had a chaotic
I wasn't
good. They had a chaotic good god,
Yeah.
which means good at all costs. So when they killed their sister, they kind of pissed off their god. So that was the
That's
whole
fair.
thing. And then they did like the most Karen thing ever and went up the management and talked to like the god above them. It didn't work out like in a Karen way. The god agreed to help them in exchange for like certain things, etc., etc. I won't
Yeah.
get too much into that.
Look, I'm sorry
Yeah.
my follower did that, but can we give him a second chance? Do this for me, and yes.
Basically that really.
Yeah.
It was his other. I won't get too much into it. If Kalen wants
Yeah,
to
but
reveal that
the
to you
thing-
guys.
Yeah, that's for a later discussion. But I will say,
Kalen wakes
I'm
up
very.
next session.
I shouldn't say that I'm happy about that, but I'm happy that all happened because now I actually have character development properly going on. Like, I'm actually able to make my character properly a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, my strategy was make my backstory complex so my character could be simple.
You definitely succeeded.
Yeah, your character is incredibly simple. Okay, so I don't want to like talk about your backstory in front of everyone else, but if you want to talk about
It's
it,
embarrassing.
I mean, we know the slave part.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, a
character-
lot of the characters were slaves starting out. Cezal was almost a
Yeah.
slave. Brogmir, who else was a slave? Brogmir was a slave. Brogmir is not with you. Is any of the... So you've got Nidra, who was a slave, Cezal, who was a slave at the time. Dismas left us because he's on German time and it just didn't work out. Let me take a look at the Discord of who was all in there. I'm trying to remember. Who was a
Shake my
slave?
head at the German time.
Yeah, everyone who's... Yeah, only Nidra and Cezal are the original, like, from, like, you know, like, if you've ever played this campaign before, you start out, like, in cells. And they're the only two left from that. One of them died and the other
Yeah,
left.
everyone else has been added like later on. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, we're at, like, 7 people now, and only 3 of those are, like, the original players from then, and, yeah. And
yeah,
one of them is, like, so busy
like-
now that he just can't play as often as he'd like.
yeah. We're essentially, yeah, like it's interesting to see the party makeup and hearing about like the original group and having only 2 original members. Kind of interesting. It's like a reunion band, but instead of just getting worse, it just gets more confusing.
It gets
Yeah.
dumber and dumber.
And we might be adding a new character, Eric.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Adding him to my Friday game. I thought he wasn't getting added into our game on Tuesdays.
I mean, okay, I was, like, thinking about it, and, like, Iris and Nidra don't talk too much. Nidra by character, Iris because they're new.
Nidra by character, Iris by actually being who Emily is.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that, and I'm like, you know, I don't mind having 7 players, because, like, that would be how many players we'd have, because, you know, Miles isn't there that often.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about adding Eric, yeah.
It's more so whenever I try to go on a need request, someone's always like, where you going, little guy?
Yeah, so I
We don't let the baby go on his own, okay?
yeah, so I forcefully established need request yesterday.
Yeah.
I always try to slip off, and always Gmo's like,
Yeah, like,
It's not
The other
Gmo, it's Salen. It's not Salen, it's Draki.
yeah, but this time no one caught it. And so then, like, I was like, Nidra's gone. And they, like, tried to, like, wait, we're gonna go get her. It's like, no, you guys are too fucking late. The kid's already gone.
It's like those movies where it's just like, where's the baby?
I really wish they didn't notice for just a little longer so I could have gotten to John's too.
John's isn't even there anymore, though. That's the thing you know. I guess you in character you don't know that though.
Yeah, Nidra
Neither
does know
just,
that.
like, John got mad one night. I don't know what's happening.
But you know what we should do? Actually, wait. Do you guys even have Tooth and Tail?
I do.
I have it. We
I
should
do
play
not.
it sometime.
Yeah, we should.
I do not.
I've been playing it this whole time with offline bots.
Huh. I mean, I don't really like... I'm very terrible at, like, PvP in these games, so I don't know if I want to do that, but...
I mean, I'm pretty bad too.
Okay. Well, if we're both
Two-
terrible, so...
I've never played a game like that.
Oh, it's...
PvP.
Also, guys, what about that Thanksgiving, huh?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
Oh, I love
Ah,
Thanksgiving, which is today is Thanksgiving, of course.
We've
Probably when
established,
you're watching it. Maybe.
people are thankful for Nitra.
Yes.
God.
I am very
Mm.
thankful for Nidra. Baby
Yeah.
boy. Pure. We're teaching him how to read. It's great.
He's actually most of the way done now.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
recognizes most letters and some words and sentences.
They actually teach him
Once he learns,
finances.
he can write common.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
He can speak common, he just can't write it.
Yeah.
Once he learns to write, he's gonna tell so many stories about how awful we are.
Yeah, I'm going to completely change the language system going forward, like what languages you know, because it makes absolutely no sense that Iris knows Undercommon.
I mean, yeah.
It's
This
not going to
job
come,
can't be-
it's going to come completely from your character story from now on, and you will get none from your class or anything like that, so.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I always wouldn't try to incorporate it into my story anyway.
Yeah, because sometimes you just have like language and it's like, here, you know this language. And it's like, I just have to like pick some language that I know for some godforsaken reason. And then like a lot of times it doesn't make sense. It's like, why the fuck is like a city slum? Like, why is my city slum character so fucking educated, you know?
I mean, you could
Oh,
be
yeah.
living in a slum with a lot of different like tongues being spoken.
Yeah, but like,
Oh, I lived in lizard folk
Most-
district. Oh, got this shit. You just insult you in lizard folk. And
Yeah. But it's like, why would I, like, because, like, the common one is, like, everyone just, like, picks Elvish because Elvish is useful, you know? But, like, you would have to talk to elves to do that, and I'm from a human city where there's, like, barely any elves, you know?
That's
Like-
true.
I don't know, even if it's just as small as something like, oh, it's something my character studied, like,
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, it's just, like,
because, I guess not in all campaigns, but, like, in some campaigns I play, libraries are, like, a staple. So,
Yeah.
like, you could easily just go, like, I want to learn Elvish, and just get the book and do it yourself. But,
I
like,
suppose, but, like-
obviously in the Underdark, that's not as much as a thing.
yeah, also, from where Iris's character is, it's a lot less civilized. So,
Jungle library.
jungle... Yeah,
Jungle library.
yeah, so, like, the idea that she would even know more than one language is already kind of iffy. Like, even her knowing common is kind of like, I'm not sure she would really know that. You know?
Yeah, because, like,
Yeah.
common, undercommon, and I don't know where the hell draconic came from.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't know Draconic.
Yeah, like, just a big old cat boy knowing how to speak to dragons. That's
Like, knowing
kinda-
common
yeah.
isn't, like, too odd. Over in Mastica, like, it's, like, it wouldn't be weird to know it in Mastica, but, like, it's not a Mastican, like, language. Like, they have their own languages over there, you know?
Right.
Especially, like, you from, like, kind of remote tribe in the north.
Wait,
So,
hold on. So, if I'm not mistaken, Nidra knows 3 languages. Undercommon, Draconic, and Druidic.
you also know another language, I think.
If we
Maybe.
count that they're apparently teaching me to write in normal common.
No. Okay, so you know, like, you can speak 2 languages and write almost one of them. And then you know Druidic just inherently because you're a Druid.
That's the special one.
Yeah, that's just something Druids, like, know, is probably how I'm going to have it written. Druids are, I think, like because of your character is kind of shaping how druids work in this setting. So.
Oh yeah.
I love my backstory,
Yeah, like-
but these parents won't let the child grow up.
Yeah, like I don't have like any issues like with your character's backstory. Just yeah.
It's just that we just can't let you go.
And when it comes to like the language thing, like
Forced to be comic relief. Life is a fun.
when it comes to the whole language thing, like I'm just fine. The languages I have is I probably studied them. I learned, hey, Underdark, that's a thing.
Yeah, and Draki's been in the
Fredo.
Underdark. It's for a while.
Well,
It's kind of understandable they would be able to pick up the language, you know.
here in Drow, Undercommon is your common.
She was raised on the surface, dude.
I forgot. Look,
Every time you've heard me refer to her as basically like a high elf, but in elf or drow.
Yeah.
oh, I forgot about that. Sorry. The biggest thing about Salen, I remember she's a midget.
Oh my god.
Ironic.
Quite an oxymoron.
Oh my. Yeah. Okay. So our character. So Miles helped make your character, and something I didn't like look at your height until like later because I just assumed you were like the normal like 6 foot height or whatever. Our character's like
No.
5'5", which is very fucking short for an elf.
I rolled weird.
You are a midget.
4 foot tall. Just fucking throws the character sheet.
I don't think you could. What are like elf heights? I know they're like taller than normal.
I feel like 4 foot would be really cutting it for a smallest elf height.
I don't even think they can be that short. That's like midget for
Maybe
humans.
like a wood elf.
I have my PHB.
These
Yo.
elves range from under 5 to over 6 foot, but that's for different.
Yo, we talked about Thanksgiving. Now let's talk about Hatesgiving. What's the worst elf?
Oh, good.
Well, drow are
question.
tall. I know drow are taller than normal. Thing.
Which makes it even funnier. Let's be honest.
No, but guys, seriously, what's the worst elf in your opinion? I think it's
Oh, whatever.
wood elf. I think
Anyways,
it's wood elves unironically, because wood elves eat babies.
I think wood elves are the short ones, aren't they? There's
Yeah,
like
they're
there's like
they're the
so
shortest.
much lore missing from this game. It's not even funny.
I
Yeah.
dislike like just drow in general.
You say that only because they're morally corrupt.
Yes. I don't like backstabbers, dude. It's kind of why I dislike the Drakari. They're both shitty dark elves.
Says from a backstabber clan.
Bullshit.
All right,
His father was a backstabber. The clan isn't.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that means that you were the child of said backstabber. You are starting the clan name.
all right, Emily.
Starting to
what's
look
Jockey
like you
backstabber.
might grow a tail.
Just because I'm planning on multi-classing Draki into a sorcerer does not mean he'll grow a tail.
Actually, you
Yeah.
might. Actually, it does. Are you going to become a draconic sorcerer?
Of course.
You will grow a tail.
Then you're gonna get a tail.
You actually will grow a tail.
You saw the joke?
Having a tail is awesome.
Yeah, it's just that Chimo doesn't trust people with tails.
Especially
Like
if we
having a tail.
Especially if we get like really fucking crazy in leveling and go above level 20, which I'm very hesitant on doing because that's so balancing for level 20 is already hard enough.
Yeah.
It's
I
funny.
honestly don't see us even getting to level 20.
It's funny.
No, you will actually reach level 20, so you should
Really?
plan for that. Yes.
Damn.
I am absolutely going to have you guys reach level 20. Unless you party wipe.
Yeah.
In
Well,
which case we'll start with Curse of Strahd. And
Yeah.
come back to
What
the
if we
some
party
other time.
wipe? One person's remaining. Does that mean the rest of us get to make backup characters? They get to lead us to victory.
That could be an interesting thing.
Yeah. If not, well,
I think-
everyone will be excited for Sir Jonathan Rockford Bigsby the Third.
I think if only one character
wanna
remains,
kill
I'm
him.
going to count that as a party wipe. If 2 characters remain, I'm going to make a rule. If 2 characters remain, it's not a party wipe.
Okay.
That's going to be my rule. At least for like our
That sounds
current
like-
member.
Agreeable.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fair.
If it's only like 1 character left, that's a party wipe, sorry. But if 2
Yeah.
characters remain, I think that's enough to like continue on.
Honestly, that's agreeable.
It's not like
One
What?
character survives. Oh, you walk away from the battle, then you have a heart attack anyway.
yeah. I mean, in a
Remember,
lot of
like,
situations, even though there's like 1 character left, they're kind of doomed anyways. In a lot of situations, like
Yeah.
let's say you're you're fighting in the abyssal plane and 1 character survives, you're not gonna live. That's like that's just no, unless you're like high level.
Wait,
But, like,
wakes up in the abyssal plane. Hey, hey, hey! Can I go? And then like a tentacle just fucking.
I mean, that's an unlikely
God,
thing.
shut the fuck up. Wham.
Like fucking alarm clocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Well, we've been going for almost an hour now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has
Your explanation of the campaign was a half an hour already, so I kind of threw up the half an hour waypoint.
This is a long one. I hope you're ready to feast on all this hot, juicy content.
Oh my
listeners.
god.
I just hope my phone can handle it.
When we're,
Probably not.
when we're
Legitimately, if you need me to upload it, I can.
Yeah,
Um,
if need be, I'll send you over the file.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't
Yes,
we talk about the Tooth and Tail campaign? Because I'm getting into that. I'd like to know a bit about that.
Ooh, can I tell some stories about it, Travis? Please.
Yes.
At a player's perspective.
Yes.
So, should I just tell the story of what's going on?
Yes. You have my blessing.
So,
And then after that, I want to
Basically,
talk about
I'm gonna start when Marco's done.
one thing. I want to talk about my character too a little bit,
Yes.
like what I have.
and
from
also, before I start the story, Travis, are we going to do the usual like ending what we add at the end, or no? Because I don't think anyone would be ready for that.
No, I don't think anyone has any plugs or anything.
I can plug my YouTube, I suppose.
We
You
have
know what? Yeah,
exactly one plug.
And
Go
that's
for it.
I have one ready.
Windex.com, baby.
That
Head on.
That's-
Apply directly to the forehead. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Head on.
okay. Anywho,
Windex.
story time.
Applied directly to the forehead.
Yeah, because you can't see the glass. It's there. It's so invisible.
So here's how things are going. It started off, you got the Snake and Rat Boy, Keo and Belzorian, going into town, trying to find someone to help them on their adventure, and they find this dumb, drunk squirrel sitting at a bar with a cowboy hat.
You know it's the beginnings of greatness when you hear that sentence.
So yes, pretty much, it started off with them hiring the squirrel to help them. They went and took care of a yellow coat hangout area, like kind of like their big building in the city, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Keo went to town on the people on the inside. Belzoyan fell hard and had to pretend that I was his son.
And that every time you bring that up, it's been fucking hilarious every single time. Like,
We have learned that
oh,
we learned that Connick's signature move is using both his pistols at once, just constantly.
constantly.
After we took care of them, we learned that there was a war going on, and we had to go further out to figure out more stuff.
And they headed to
It
the
hasn't-
skirts
we
because
haven't-
that's where few of the villagers from Keo and Belzoyan's hometown went.
And like honestly, not much has happened, but like the stuff that has happened has been really fun. And also, Konig has actually become the comic relief.
Alright.
Yeah.
So that's your explanation, Marco?
It's very basic, but like I'm not going as in depth as Train did.
Yo, here's my explanation. So, we roll into town, our squad, a rat and a snake. I know, right? Kind of wacky. And we set up a stall, and we're like, hey, maybe we should hire some help first. And like Marco said, we find that squirrel. We hire his drunk ass. And
Equal
like,
opportunity.
and
Drunk employment.
I believe actually first, like the mayor of the town came up to us and was just like, hey, can you do us a favor? Can you take care of that yellow building? We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
We hired Konig. We went to our stall, and like Belzoyan just put up like a we'll be back soon sign, and like
Right after setting it up and everything.
and like so like Kaio just like snuck on top of the building, took the two people that were on the balcony and like killed them on top of the roof, and then like
Yeah.
and then just infiltrated the building, like pretty much Solid Snake style, except like this is like the cowboy Metal Gear.
Yeah, and the snake. A literal
I mean, it was still
actual
a solid
snake.
snake.
A literal snake instead of super soldier. And like it just slowly like takes people out upstairs until he's like, alright, this is pretty much it. And he like he just jumps downstairs to attack another snake, brings like everyone outside. Like there's another person upstairs that Konig shoots at, and then he just starts shooting at everybody else downstairs. Belzoyan, I think like is just encouraging us and maybe throws like one hit because rats in the system are like the more pacifist class.
Yeah.
They're better at like social skills and like
Yeah.
Not
It's 'cause
dying.
the actual RTS, they're the cursors you control. They're not an actual unit.
They have plus 10 endurance. Like, oof.
so
Yeah, that's because they're the cursor.
so like we just wiped the civilized base, and I believe there was some more in the town that the mayor wanted us to take care of, but we met up with a doctor from Belzoyan and Mai's like city from our backstory. So we were like we like caught up with them. He was like, hey, here's where the mayor went. And we were like, thanks, yo. Also, Kaio wanted to play poker, but he doesn't have any hands. So since Konig is their mercenary, he forced Konig to be his hand.
And then they just cleaned out the rest of the table.
It's funny because Belzoyan, like the moneymaker, lost money at the table, and in theory lost money to giving some to Kaio. Meanwhile, Kaio just like makes bank 40 credit or not credits, whips. Yeah.
I mean, he was playing against two lizards in a trench coat. I believe a squirrel and a ferret, and he's a big snake. Like two of the players at the table were in the small category, so he was intimidating left and right.
If only I was playing my backup character who's a fox.
Wait, I have a question. So you said two lizards in a trench coat, right?
Yes.
So two lizards in a singular trench coat.
Yeah.
Yes. No one knows why they did that. They just are.
Wait,
They're
I have a
really
question.
obvious about it too.
I have a question. For purposes of game, do they count as a larger creature?
That's a good question.
We didn't attack them. We don't know.
I want to say for the purposes of intimidation, yes. But like I also want to say they're a medium. Because they're two lizards in a trench coat.
Are lizards already medium?
No, they're small.
Yeah, so make him go 1-up, make him be a medium.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
So if I get the other boar to stand on my shoulders, do I become a huge?
Yeah.
Borzord.
Borzord.
No, anyway.
You know not the terrors of the vortex.
So we got 2 hints. Where Belzoian's family was and where the mayor went to. And so we were like, awesome, thanks. Maybe,
You know what the funny thing was? I was actually like, oh yeah, they're definitely going to go to that civilized fortress nearby. Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I kind of wanted to, but I think it was a little far out of the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn you right now. Players never do what you want them to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that too fussed about it. I literally just like wrote a few sentences for each of the rooms.
Yeah, I was just so angry about Nilo because I was so excited to have her be a character.
So, yeah, we go on the road, and actually, it's kind of cool. So we met up with a guy, and he's just like, hey, there's a blockade up ahead. And then we get to the blockade. Belzoian's just like, hey, you want some food? And we'll walk through the blockade. And the guy's like, shut the fuck up. They're gonna hear you. Give me the meat.
You're also skipping over the fact he screamed.
Oh yeah, he screamed
When
at a skunk.
Yeah, his character and him in real life are scared of
Yeah.
skunks.
Fun fact about my brother Marcus the Wiz. He's scared of skunk.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
he decided to give that fear to Belzoian as well. So
And the reason the skunk told him to shut up is because he said it louder than he should have.
well yeah, that's why I said they'll hear you. Anyway, so we got through, and Kyle, like, after we got through, he was like, you know what? I'm asking them, like, what's up? He was like, hey, what's KGP? Or, yeah, KGB? What is it?
KSR.
Oh yeah, what's KSR? And they're just like, hey, do you want to get sent to the fridge, buddy?
You want to get sent to the kitchen?
Yeah, the
no.
Do you want to get sent to the kitchens? No. And they just laughed to himself, and Kyle was just like, the one time I asked anything.
I felt so bad about that too. It's like, I honestly don't know what it stands for, other than probably kosher.
Kosher.
The skunks use mustard gas. It
So-
seasons the meat quite nicely.
So then we got to the next town, and shit, I can't remember what Belzoian and Connie did once we
Oh,
got
they
there.
drove-
You forgot about the dunk on the head.
Oh yeah,
You dropped
they
the dunk on the head.
Oh yeah, the
drove
combat
out.
with the chameleons.
Oh yeah, we first I was already injured from like Bill roughing up the civilized base from earlier, because part of the thing in the system is it's a bit tough to deal.
Yeah, you need a doctor.
I
And-
won't need a doctor.
And
Belzoian doctor.
yeah, Belzoian like knows how to do some medicine, but I think he ran out of doctor's bags. Or he has like one more use of it or something like that. But it only heals 5 HP. So I was still like 1 HP from my max. And so we get into a combat encounter with chameleons, and like their big thing is they're heavy melee users, and so like he just
They
clonks
also
me.
turn invisible.
Yeah, and he just clonks me on the head, and and I would literally, he did just under my max HP, which is the health I was at, so I was just instant knocked out.
Nice.
Had it been like in the morning, I would have been at full HP.
Oh, I could have made that fatal, but I didn't, because I'm such a nice DM. No, I'm
I would
not.
have slapped you in the dick if you made it fail.
I would have deserved it.
Like I
Yeah.
actually I didn't make the joke at the time, but it came up into my head. I was just like, wow, I'm glad I'm not playing like Wiz and I took that one perk, huh? Because
Did he actually? Did he
There-
actually take that perk?
yeah.
Oh shit! What is?
So
Oh
to be fair,
Jesus!
if I would have took that perk, I wouldn't have been in that situation. But just if things would have went different and I would have died anyway, I would have accepted it then because I took that perk.
That perk seems really weak, honestly.
Die Hard?
Yeah,
Yeah, could stand to be like 30 or something.
it could be even like it seems good at like lower levels, but like once you get to like higher levels, it's just kind of like
Well,
you know.
only got to level 5 in this game.
I know, but
Yeah.
still.
I have no idea what we're
Anyway,
gonna do when we hit
so-
level 5.
What
Anyway.
level are you?
So
Level 1.
Okay.
they drove out a duck doctor. He was a quack.
I was far too proud of myself for that.
And so, yeah, they drove him out of town. Meanwhile, Kyle got information on like where the mayor would be, and yeah, that's where last session ended off.
Can I tell a story about how we got the quack out of the town? Because that's just my funniest.
Yeah, because I don't
Do it.
remember that very well.
So we had to try to make the people think that this guy was indeed a quack, that his methods were garbage. So the idea that Mr. Belzorian had was to make them think that I was poisoned. How did I go about doing this? I got sloshed off my ass.
Squirrel's solution to everything.
Yes.
Exactly. I just kept going and drinking until I was sufficiently like hit there. And now that I slur my words, I was trying my hardest to look like I was fucked up. And the second the guy is like, this guy's lying, he's fine, I had him just vomit all over.
Honestly,
And that
if you
sealed
hadn't
the deal.
mentioned if you hadn't mentioned you weren't aiming for Belzoin, I would have had him roll a dexterity check. Like
And
dog
you know
or
what would happen if I hit him? He would have dropped me and be like, what the hell? Why did you puke on me?
something. Why did you puke on me? This is not okay.
You dumb idiot! Quack. Quack. Oh, that would have been absolute hell.
It would have been so terrible.
You know what? I just realized something. I know what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving.
What?
Tabletop. Because we get to make memories like this.
We
These
get to
awful, awful memories.
we get to do all this stupid, awful, dumb bullshit. It's great.
But also, I believe that Mr. Train wanted to explain his character.
I kind of want to. Well, after this, I was thinking.
Yeah, after this, because
All right, sounds
otherwise
good.
it's
So,
going to be
It's
too
probably a
big.
good time to wrap up the podcast, anyways.
Yeah.
It is. So, does anyone want to plug anything?
I would like
Train,
to
your
plug my
channel?
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube Train
Okay.
NO5 with a period between NO and 5.
I'll be putting the link in the description as I do with every single plug. And I'll probably be
All right.
also putting your guys' Twitters, because that's usually what I put if I don't
All right.
like, hey, follow this person.
Yeah.
Free publicity.
That was a
What have
decent pod.
you guys?
I don't fucking know. Pocari Roo.
Okay, there. I'll put that in the description. Travis, you got anything?
I had something, and then I lost it again.
Put Travis's Steam in there.
Just like my marbles.
Yeah, do you want?
Fuck it,
I'll
we're
put your.
going-
You want?
I'm going to plug the fucking newest episode of TTS. The
Okay.
fucking the one where they're playing tabletop game. It's relevant.
All right. Jane, what do you? Do you want to? Is the WINDEX website?
Please, you should plug the WINDEX site.
Is that what Jane's is gonna be? Just WINDEX?
Jane is not
I mean,
responding.
I'll do
so
it.
Let's go with WINDEX. Jane isn't responding.
Okay, and I, being the dumbass that I am, will put NewLegacy Inc. They are a YouTube channel that do streams and play wrestling games and break wrestling games to their biggest extent.
Wow.
I don't think you have to do anything special to break the newest wrestling game.
I
You
know.
just have to
Also,
start it.
Jane is in fact here. Are you gonna plug the WINDEX site for your plug?
Yeah, Windex.com. Apply it to your forehead.
All right. So yeah, this has been a very good podcast, everyone, but it's time to fucking end it. So, time for me to do my ending shtick in front of more than one person.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
I got the oil and everything.
Oh, wait, can I go
Shut
get
the-
some oil?
shut-
I think I have some olive oil somewhere.
I have plenty of
No,
oil
it's-
for us all to rub all
Nope.
over our...
I got some
Our
canola
complex
oil.
forms.
I'm gonna leave.
Oh my god.
now.
I
No,
know this
Marco.
happens, you guys. Stop being weird. I'm still doing the ending, you fuckers.
Marco, end it, please.
I'm working on it. I have a shtick. Let me do the shtick, and I will be done.
I'll
You have-
hit you with that shit.
That's what I meant. Do the
Why
shtick.
does he
Do
keep
the
talking
shtick
about his
already.
shtick? God. It's not even oil.
Did you like the video? Probably not, but leave a like anyways. Did you not like it? I wouldn't blame you. Leave a dislike. Comment below what you could do better, what we could easily do better, what anyone could fucking do better. Subscribe if you're new. Something notification bell. I don't care what you do with it.
Rolling that 20 to hit that...
They didn't like it. I was here. Of course they liked this one.
I had
Yeah.
a great.
Yeah, you better like it.
I had a great time.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Also,
I'm
Also,
jumping out now. Though.
Also,
I got to-
bit.ly/JayceAndMerch merch for my dumb t-shirt designs that Travis wears every single time we do a podcast.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I love
I
you
only
guys.
ever wear those shirts for the podcast.
I love you guys. I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, see you, TC.
All right.
Bye bye.
That's our cue. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.